Movember Nuke.
Hello folks, this is number 14 about Movember and Nuke. So today we are talking about how to do something efficiently, work in a Wonder farm and in local Wonder. What I mean, sometimes you have very heavy process in your comp. For example, a median. You don't have to take a look every time on your effect. Maybe you want to render this effect only when you launch the Wonder in a background or in Wonder farm. There's a trick just to avoid use the application of your effects when you work on the shot, and it will be automatically activate when you launch the Wonder. To do that, you will use the $GUI variable. The variable just explain to Nuke if the graphic user interface is launched or not. That means if your Nuke is in an interactive mode or in the Wonder mode. So for example, I will just decide that the median will be disabled when I work on the shot, but it will be able when I launch it on the Wonder farm. I just click on disable, right click, add an expression, and the expression will be $GUI. So the $GUI is on or off, is true or false. It is a Boolean status. That means when it is activated, it is equal to 1, and when it is not activated, it is equal to 0. So if I put this variable like that, the effect will be disabled because GUI is equal to 1, and when I will launch a Wonder, for example background or in a Wonder farm, deadline, royal Wonder, the effect will be activated. But you can do the invert. For example, you can decide that an effect will be deactivated when you launch something in the Wonder farm. So that's the same process. I will go on the disable, add an expression, I will add the variable GUI, and this time I will put a condition. The condition, like a if, else, we just have to use the question mark. The question mark said, okay, it is a condition, there is a GUI activated or not. If it's activated, it is a first condition. You can just add a number, for example 0, to explain, okay, it is activated, so just put 0 for the disable. And in the other case, if it's not activated, you can put 1. As you see, the condition is like that, variable, question mark, first condition, second condition, both separated by the column. So, in the same way, the effect is activated because I am in the GUI, I am in the graphic user interface. But you can apply this not only on 1 or 0, you can apply something else. For example, on the Skyline Wonder, you maybe want to add a multisample. The multisample is pretty heavy, but you can just decide to activate it only for the Wonder farm. So I will use the same trick. So $GUI, and don't forget that will be a question. So you can decide that if it's activated, you can just put 1, so only one sample, but on the Wonder farm you can decide to put 15. So like that, you are sure that we will have a very nice motion blur for the Wonder and not on your interactive mode on Nuke. So this will going very faster. And the last trick. For example, sometimes we have to activate the antialiasing and height mode. So I will just use a switch, and on my switch I will decide that in the first condition, when I have the graphic user node, the graphic user interface, I will just look through the Skyline Wonder without anti-aliasing, so the number 0. So I will just add an expression. $GUI. So I just decide that it will be 0 when I am under the user interface. But when I want to render, that will be the number 1, so that will be on the anti-aliasing in the height mode for the skyline render. And that's all, folk. So thank you for your patience. Don't forget, this is for the Movember, so go on my webpage to give a donation and see you for the next episode.